This is a Simmonds avocado tree, and here we are in January. We're about halfway through our winter, and you'll notice this tree has a white film on a lot of the leaves, on most of the leaves. This white film is actually a sulfur spray. And why did we spray this sulfur? Well, a couple of things. One is if you'll note this leaf, this reddish brown area down the center of the leaf, this is caused by the feeding of red mites. And these red mites feed on the leaf, and if they get severe enough, they'll cause the leaves to drop off prematurely. And what do I mean by that? That means that they will drop off before the tree flowers. And if this happens, this can weaken the tree somewhat and reduce the amount of fruit set, because the leaves generate the energy that is then stored in the stems that's used to set fruit this coming spring when it flowers. And so if the leaves drop too early before flowering, then you can run into a problem where you don't get as much fruit set. Now, on the other hand, if we're about to flower, if we're really close to flowering, this Simmonds tree will upsize or drop its leaves anyway, and so there's really no need to treat. However, this was several weeks ago, and the tree is not going to flower immediately. It is getting ready to flower, and I'm going to show you that, but we felt we needed to protect these leaves, and it's just a simple sulfur spray, and it controlled the mites very, very easily. Here we are. Here's the stage at which this Simmonds is right now. Some of the early varieties and even some of the later varieties are starting to push out their flowering inflorescences or panicles. And we sometimes call this the cauliflower stage. You'll see all the little buds. These are all going to extend and flower. However, we're looking at probably 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks, depending on temperatures, before the tree actually flowers. When it actually does flower, it will then go ahead and lose most, if not all, of its leaves, and that's normal and nothing to worry about. But we wanted to protect the leaves early on so they wouldn't drop prematurely. But this tree will be flowering, as I said, 3, 4 weeks.
Where would a homeowner get sulfur?
Yeah, sulfur, you can purchase sulfur at some of the garden stores. They will have sulfur. It's usually in a dry form. You need to follow the label directions precisely, and you can apply it with a sprayer, either a backpack sprayer or a hose sprayer. Usually a hand sprayer is the easiest way. One word of caution about using sulfur. You want to be sure that you never ever apply oil like a citrus oil or a horticultural oil or a fine oil within 4 weeks of a sulfur application. Or you don't want to apply sulfur within 4 weeks of an oil application, and sometimes oil is used to control scales. So just a word of caution, if you go ahead and use this sulfur, you've got to wait at least a month if you had to apply an oil spray.